Mentioned, we've done a lot with media posts over the last probably 4 or 5 years, actually, even pre-COVID. On average, you'll see us as a major sponsor at about 15 of their events here as well throughout the country at different verticals. In fact, I'll be next week in Nashville with the team as well. But again, I've never been, so I will not wear a sport coat there. So we're going to talk a lot about retail. As a retail veteran, digital veteran, I've been in this space, client side, for 15 years as leading top internet retailers, sold the company to Home Depot, in the financial service space as well. And then on the agency side, building the performance practice at IPG. And then on this side of the table, so I can relate, all that being said. We've been through many recessions before. This is not our first rodeo in kind of tumultuous times. So want to get in, and I believe we can all learn from each other as well over the next couple days. We learn new things every day. I tell my kids every day, learn something new, and they're like, what'd you learn at school, Dad? I'll ask the question, and like, nothing. I'm like, what? Like, really? Like, one thing. But one of the things we can learn here is from the pit masters. So we can all learn from some of the world's best barbecue here as well. So, and what's really cool about it is there's a lot of parallels as digital marketers that we can learn from that industry, actually. And so part of it is where you have excellence, where you have really kind of the overall experience, so the consumer experience, where that's together, and that meets, excellence is really birthed. And really, when you spend time with some of these pitmasters, and I did that here when I was in Austin last, they're obsessed with customer service. They're obsessed with really the entire aspect of what they do in their practice. And so some of this even is, again, putting the customer first at every decision that they make. It goes from also making sure with the meat they buy, the wood they use, where do they get it, how long are they there, the temperature, how long they smoke, how long they cool, how long they cook as well. There's a lot that we can learn and really relate that to different things, like their KPIs are the same really as really where we need to focus as marketers. And so the measurement of it matters. Their measurement's a little bit different. There's taste a little bit better, obviously, than some of the things that we do in this room, but really it's about quality over quantity, right? It's not about just Arby's roast beef compared to Terry Black's, right, or Franklin's or La Barbecue. In fact, I did a study Friday. I posted on LinkedIn, about 3,000 views this morning as I checked last, about 40 votes. Winner so far, there's 4 days left in the study, is Terry Black's. However, we were at one of the best restaurants in town. It was a sushi place of all places last night, and the waiter said, I asked him, like, what his favorite barbecue is in town. He said, La Barbecue, right? So you can't just go by the numbers sometimes, right? Because I have 0 votes out of 40 right now for La Barbecue, but when the best restaurant in town says that's where you need to go, and he told us the family story behind it, it'll be legit. So buckle in for that. All right, so real quick, I want to give you guys some context as well to take back to your teams after the show, so they don't just see your pictures of golf and kayaking and boating and barbecue. So really, what to expect, and this came from last week as well. We were speaking at Possible in Miami for about 3,500 people, led a roundtable which tripled in size as well. We were right after Google's Privacy Sandbox session. As well. So a lot of visibility behind it, a lot of interest. And so I'm just going to go through some of the quick facts and takeaways for you. AI, obviously, from an optimization standpoint, from a personalization standpoint, I'm sure some people will talk about AI. We couldn't leave this session without it. But really, what does it mean? And really, when is it good and when is it not good? And I think everyone here has experienced both. But when it helps power personalized experiences, it's a good thing. When it helps have relevancy of content and speed of delivery, speed of shopping, speed of checkout, it's a good thing. right? When it's an unpersonalized cold experience, which we've all have had experiences with, from search result listings to chat experiences to product selection, right? Personalization experiences. When it goes bad, again, it interrupts the experience as well. But coupled with now globally with how does AI really increase shopping experience in a privacy-safe way will be really interesting, especially as we get into cookieless later this year, which is already underway. But user experiences, what people are looking for is clear delegation of what's a sponsored ad, what's an organic ad. When you pull up a SERP, especially like Google today, and if you go on your phones and do it, it's really difficult sometimes to see, isn't it, right? Between product ads, sponsored ads, organic ads, local ads, et cetera. It's very convoluted right now, right? And people are looking for simplicity as well. Shopping is a speed of thought, so the moment that people think of what they want, right? Sometimes you might get an ad triggered directly on your phone or on a feed, and you're like, wait a minute, I was just actually literally talking about this, right? Not searching, but talking, and that's available. So that's really power at the speed of thought. And then omni-channel experiences. When you're walking in stores, when you're shopping for products, you just, as a human, now expect everyone to have the same information at their fingertips. Again, sometimes that's working really well. Other times, especially in in-store experiences, not so much either. There's a lot of room for improvement in that area. One of the other big trends that we're seeing and hearing from a lot of our clients who are Fortune 300, we work with some of the largest retailers in the world, is media inflation concerns, which is a negative impact on their CAC, so cost per customer acquisition. And so the question that we ask all the time is, what's your road to profitability? What are you going to do about that, knowing that the cost of increase, especially with search or shopping ads, is up anywhere from 5% to, we've heard as high as 30% on traditional search engines, right, or Meta or Amazon. And so what are you going to do to offset that this year? It's a major concern. It's weighing on the minds of CFOs, CMOs, a lot of digital teams as well. So I'm happy to talk more about that and how we're helping brands solve for that use case because it's real. No one's free and clear from that either. And then also from a brand safety standpoint, we've been following the article really closely that broke in New York Times last November, December, about ads showing up in no-no places, we'll call it, and no-no, as well as in countries outside of the U.S. when they should have been U.S. targeted. So controls need to be put in place as well for that. PMAX as well is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now and driving up a lot of cost and lack of transparency of where things are running and how they're running. That's also a concern. As far as how ads are changing and evolving, not going to go through all of this, but there's a lot of changes right now with interactive ads. So product ads inside of chat is one example. In-stream overlays, shopping ads obviously is a big point of differentiation right now for people of how do I find products, not just on a comparison shopping engine, right? And not just on Google or not just on Amazon, but how do I actually find relevant ads when and where I'm researching and shopping for products in real time. So those could look like shopping ads, videos, embedded in articles for for decorating help, as an example. So a lot of solutions. So that also is a big trend and takeaway from last week as well. Media networks, raise your hand if you have a media network inside of your company. So a couple. It's pretty interesting. As we surveyed the top 100 retailers if possible, about 85% had a media network embedded. Sometimes they weren't called media networks, right? But at the end of the day, it's if your conversion rate's even 30%, that means 70% of your traffic is not monetized, right? And so it's a way for profitability once again. Voice search continuing to rise, about 40% this year. So not just hands-on keyboard, but as people are mobile and shopping, you have to be seen. Sometimes it's first place, winner takes all experiences as well. So that's gotta be present. And then Cookie Monster, right? We're all going to be facing a world with again a third-party cookieless realm by the end of this year. It's already underway. About 7% of the U.S. population, especially with Chrome. So how are people thinking about that, combating that, getting ready for that with plan A, plan B, plan C. Because if you only have one plan in place, it's probably going to change as well. So definitely something to keep in mind. It's actually something that's coming right at us. So let me just share a quick 1 minute, kind of quick overview of AdMedia, and then we will move on.
The world is facing huge challenges today, calling for brands and performance marketers to evolve every second and reach their customers in more effective and efficient ways.
With AdMedia, we're helping your brand reach over 200 million customers in the US while delivering scalable and unmatched return on investment. AdMedia's proprietary technology stack provides incremental reach outside of the major search engines and ad networks, processing billions of queries monthly on premium sites. And we don't stop there. AdMedia's integrated marketing approach focuses on paid search, contextual marketing, native advertising, mobile, online video advertising, and OTT. With over 2 decades of digital marketing experience across multiple industries, our veteran team is always focused on delivering white glove, full-service solutions steeped in data analysis and cross-channel high-value audience targeting technology.
The way we reach audiences is evolving to engage with customers, and we're here to make sure your brand stays relevant to grow. AdMedia, paving the way into a bright new day.
So find us. Again, at the end of the day, it's incremental reach outside of major engines. ROI standpoint, we usually beat Google over 95% of the time based on performance as well at double digits. And from an efficiency and a reach standpoint, again, pretty substantial, powered by our proprietary first-party data as well. Couple case studies, and come find us. We're happy to kind of share some of this with you over the next couple days. Use case is here too, is how do I do more with less, right? From a budget standpoint, we test and learn all the time. We're testing fanatics as well. So we can, again, share this in more detail with you. I've got several folks on my team that I wanted to call out. Frank, Jackie, she was a professional belly dancer, if I got that right? No? Okay. Discuss over drinks later, apparently. And Kat here as well in the back. Would love to spend some time with you guys, and hope you enjoy the time over the next 3 days together. Thank you.